What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith. We are back for another round. Just did the live video. We were doing Victory Monday, talking about it. Wanted to put this video together, talk about this trade. Obviously, he was traded, not signed at the bottom. I tried to put it together as quick as I possibly could. What a long day I've already had, but I appreciate you all taking the time. Hope you all had a great Monday. Appreciate you hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, hyping this video up. Everything you do to support the channel, can't thank you enough. But Howie staying busy, so we're going to talk about this trade right here. Eagles making a move for Tank Bigsby. Looks like Will Shipley's rib injury could be a little more serious than we thought. You see the Eagles giving up a 5th and a 6th round pick. And, well, I hear a lot of people upset giving away picks, getting a running back. Look, if we need help there and in the return game, that's what we're going to do. And we've still got 10 picks. And that one pick, the 5th round, was from San Fran for Bryce Huff, which could become a 4th round pick. So if he plays a lot for them, then that's the pick they'll get. So that's their thing now. We don't have to worry about it. And then the 6th rounder, I'm not sure. I just made it our own pick, but we do have Minnesota's as well. We'll see. But regardless, we have 10 picks. 1 in the 1st and 2nd, but then you have 3 third-round picks. One of those a compensatory pick, 2 4ths, one of those a comp pick. Then 2 5ths, one of those a comp pick. So Howie's got ammo, 7 picks in the next round or next year after that. So, we will continue to do our thing. We'll believe in Howie. And, there were some other moves made. If you missed it earlier today, talked about it on the video earlier, but Patrick Johnson was signed to the active roster. Montrell Johnson and Holland Pierce here on the practice squad with Elijah Cooks being released. And we also had some players in for some tryouts, and Quez Watkins is on that list. So, Lord help us. But, let's keep her moving. Look, Tank Bigsby, I think for me, it's a great move. And, Will Shipley, again, that's probably going to be the roster spot being opened up when he gets placed on IR. It sounds like, maybe it's only a few weeks. Regardless, you need somebody to come in and help. And, a guy like Tank Bigsby can do that because, as a running back and a kick returner with a lot of talent. We talked about him a few years ago before the draft. A big fan of the Tank here, and you should be too, because I'm telling you, this kid is really, really fun to watch. And, if you guys get the chance, you can check out highlights, do whatever. But he's one of those guys that runs people over, so people love that. But he's got great contact balance, which I think, 14, I believe it was, missed tackles last year. That is something. Cartavius, the real name here, is somebody that is really exciting. At 24 years old, 5'11", 215, he played with the Jags, who just traded him to us. It was a 3rd-round pick just a couple of years ago. This is his 3rd season in the league. He's got the weight, he's got the number right. So now, last year, he started 1 game. He's got 4.56 speed, but great burst. Not great speed. He's not going to have that top-end speed, but he's got good burst, acceleration. Somebody that is elusive, and I think, with that vision, all of these things combined, I talk about that contact balance, being able to run people over. It's exciting, that you could have this as a kick returner, and maybe more. We'll see what, happens throughout the season here. But a 74.6 PFF grade last season with that 1 start, but he had 7 rushing touchdowns, no other touchdowns, but 4.6 yards per rush, 7.7 yards per reception there, only 7 catches. Did have 6 kick returns with a 32.5 yard per return average. No touchdowns there either. But look, this kid is really exciting to watch and really young. Now, we talked about it on the show earlier. They have ETN there. They also have Tootin, their rookie, and then another rookie, LaQuint Allen. So I think, they were okay with trading him away. Again, sorry for it saying signed. I tried to put this together as fast as I could. I think that, Tank Bigsby was someone you want to take a chance on when you've got, the injuries that we do. So we'll take a look at what the depth chart, what I'm talking about here. Now, right now, this is, when we look at the update at the depth chart, this is our IR, designated return is Hinton, Jacoby Dean on PUP list. But In my opinion, what's going to happen is Will Shipley is going to end up on this list. And now you're going to have him there. Now, I don't believe it's season ending. I'm really hoping it's not season ending, but you traded a 5th and a 6th. Maybe it's just for this 8 weeks or something. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not the doctor. We haven't heard yet, but looking at the offense, you have A.J. Dillon here at number 2. He knows the offense. He can obviously run, catch the ball, pass protect. I think for me, Tank Bigsby is somebody that, he needs to work on pass protection. He was catching the ball a little bit last year. He did some in college there and at Auburn. I thought he was exciting. He's fun to watch, man. I think he has an opportunity. He could beat out A.J. Dillon here, learn the system in a couple weeks. Maybe he's RB2, get some carries and press. But I think added to this offense, it's nice to see. If you lose Will Shipley, that's a bummer. And you got to have somebody behind A.J. Dillon. It's nice to have 3 backs here. And we do have some on the practice squad as well, which we will take a gander at here in a second. Now, remember, talked about Patrick Johnson being added to the defense. So there's the update there. You now have 7 edge defenders with Zadarius Smith being added the other day. Go check that video out. Very excited about that addition. And then on the special teams, as I'm talking about here, Tank Bigsby as a kick returner with that 32.5-yard return average. That's something I want to see back there. And, no Cooper DeJean. And I know they were trying Mechie back there. Dylan and Dory Jackson can do some returning. Don't want to see their respective old asses back there, to be respectful there. But I think that Tank Bigsby as a kick returner is exciting. Shipley back there was exciting. You lose that. That sucks. You want to be great in all facets of the game. And this is all 3 phases here, having studs. Dotson as punt returner. I think he could work on some things. Maybe they're elevating Britton Covey. I'm not sure what's going to happen. But Tank Bigsby as the kick returner, I'm excited about. And, mentioning Covey in this practice squad and those running backs, Audric Estime, and then we added Montrell Johnson. Holland Pierce was added as well, as I talked about. Elijah Cook's coming off. But you have Covey there. We added Javon Baker. He was part of that Zadarius Smith video. Go check that out. You want to learn about those two. But Johnson, Estime, maybe somebody gets elevated. Maybe they get a shot here at practice. We'll find out how this room works itself out. But you guys can let me know how you feel about this running back situation with Will Shipley down. I've heard a lot of talk. I will address this about him playing fullback. Or A.J. Dillon. That is not the move. In my opinion, maybe there's a couple plays where, you're using multiple backs. We talk about the pony and all that stuff where, you don't have to consider something a fullback. I think Van Sumeren was going to get maybe 1-2 plays a game here and there. Not even, you know what I mean? So being a special teams ace, they were talking about using Van Sumeren as a kick returner. That's what you're replacing. I don't think anybody needs to change into a fullback. Maybe you add one of the practice squad and you can elevate him. Kari Blossom game, maybe he's out there. Nick Bowden, I think, is available. You've got guys that are available. Maybe they add somebody. I don't know. That's not what this move is, though. But I think Tank Bigsby, a great trade. Let me know how you feel about this trade. Howie Houdini added again. I know people upset it's not a corner, but if we need to get there, we will. Let's give Jacorian Bennett a little more time. Maybe he's starting in this game, and we get a chance to see him. I would like to see him learning the system. I know it's intricate. We talk about it. Go check that video out. Learn the system if you'd like about Vic Fangio there. But I'm excited about this move. Love to hear from you. All I've got for you here, though, tonight. Appreciate you hitting that like button, sharing, subscribing, hitting that hype button now. They've got down below. Let's hype it up. But going to get me a shower, enjoy the game, and do all that great stuff. I'm going to post this out here when I can. Hopefully I don't fall asleep. But give the other videos some time, and then I'll post this. But love to hear from you. Hope you had a great Monday. Hope you have a great week. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!